Ah, you're awake. Before the sun, naturally. You don't own the sun. You don't own the bed. You don't, in fact, own anything. Not even yourself. Welcome to your one and only day as a Roman slave. You were purchased yesterday. In a good year, a healthy body like yours might cost a soldier's wage for 2 whole years. But this was not a good year. Rome had just won a war. The market was flooded. So you went cheap. Cheaper, I'm afraid, than the ox in the next stall. Do try not to take it personally. It is the first hour. The household sleeps. You do not. You must light the hypocaust, the underfloor heating, so the master's feet are warm when he rises. Now, you have options. You could light it too early and waste the fuel, for which you'll be beaten. You could light it too late and chill his lordship's toes, for which you'll be beaten. Or you could light it perfectly, in which case nobody notices you exist at all. Splendid. 3 doors, each one a beating or oblivion. Second hour, the master stirs. Your job now is to dress him and bathe him, and, should he wish it, taste his breakfast first. Yes, you are the food taster. If the porridge is poisoned, dear viewer, you'll know. Approximately 1 spoonful before he would have. A position of great trust. Perhaps you're thinking, escape. How adventurous. Allow me to introduce the iron collar riveted at your throat. It bears a charming little inscription. Hold me, lest I flee, and return me to my master. You wear your own lost and found notice. How thoughtful of them. Third hour. You walk the children to school. You fetch the water. You answer the door. In some houses, the door slave is chained to the doorpost, like a watchdog. Not metaphorically. Literally, a man on a chain by a door all day. At least the watchdog gets to bark. And here, my friend, while you scrub the atrium floor, let me share the detail the Romans put in writing. A gentleman named Varro wrote a handbook on running a farm. He divided the equipment into 3 kinds. The mute kind, that's the carts. The kind that makes noise but cannot speak, that's the oxen. And the kind that talks. The talking tool, that's you. You are not described as a person who works. You are described as a tool that happens to talk. Ranked, officially, 1 rung above the ox. Do enjoy the promotion. Fourth hour. You're hungry. There will be 1 meal today, scraps and porridge taken standing. You could eat it slowly and savor it and fall behind on your work. You could eat it quickly and keep pace, and remain hungry until tomorrow. Skip it entirely to please the master, in which case you faint by the 5th hour and are beaten for fainting. Choice, you see, is merely the scenic route to the same empty stomach. Now, while you chew, I must tell you the cruelest part, and I'll tell it gently because it's rather important. In the year 61, a Roman official named Pedanius Secundus was murdered by one of his own slaves. 1. The Senate met, and in keeping with ancient custom, it ruled that every slave living under that roof must die for failing to prevent it. 400 people, men, women, children. They even found the actual killer and executed everyone anyway. The crowds protested, so the emperor sent soldiers to make sure the executions went ahead. You understand the implication, of course. Your survival has nothing to do with your behavior. You may be perfect, loyal, invisible, and still die for a crime committed by a stranger in the next room. How wonderfully out of your hands. 6th hour, midday. Master bathes. You carry the towels, the oils, the strigil to scrape his skin clean. You could scrape too hard and draw blood and be punished. You could scrape too soft and leave him grimy and be punished. I do sense a pattern forming. 9th hour, the dinner. The largest, grandest meal of the day, and you are everywhere in it. You grind the flour, you carry the dishes, you stand against the wall, silent, for hours, ready before he knows he wants anything. And if a guest is displeased, the master cannot strike a guest, but he can strike you. You are, in essence, his emotions, with legs. 10th hour. The guests leave. It is dark now, and the streets are not safe. So you go ahead of them, on foot, carrying a lit torch, lighting the way, through the very alleys where thieves wait for a man carrying a light. You could walk fast and reach home, exhausted. You could walk slow and be robbed in the dark. Either way, the torch is held by you. And finally, night. The household sleeps. You sleep last and least. If you're a house slave, perhaps a mat in the corridor. If you were sent to the fields, or the mill, or the mines, you sleep in the ergastulum, the work prison, in chains. So you don't wander off in the night and lower the property value. So, let us total the day. You woke first. You ate once. You were a tool that talks, a watchdog that weeps, a torchbearer for men who'll never learn your name. And tomorrow, you do it again. Until your body wears out, at which point, I'm afraid, the same handbook that called you a talking tool advises selling off the old and the sick, alongside the worn-out carts. You end where you began, dear viewer, filed under equipment. My condolences, truly. Or they would be if I felt any. That's quite enough dying for today. Next time, a fresh catastrophe awaits. If you think being a slave was unkind, do come back for the job so lethal that Rome only sent prisoners to do it. Bring a friend. There's room in the mine for two. Cheerio.